Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Four fish. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Tackle Tuesday, and this is going to be a continuation from part one of the Florida fall transition, and well, this is going to be part two, and it's going to be about the Alabama rig or the umbrella rig, depending on how you want to call it. But first thing I want to say is look up your local regulations. Obviously, the amount of hooks allowed on a rig depend on state to state. So just look it up. I'm in the state of Florida where there is no hook regulation. So that's why I'm going to have 5 hooks on my rig. Your state may be different. Just look that up before you go out fishing and get in trouble. So yeah, the A-rig kind of has a negative connotation to it. I know a lot of people believe that they may think this rig is cheating of some sort, or it's just not real, doesn't take talent or something like that. I don't know. If that's not what you believe, then hey, it's a deadly rig even in the state of Florida. And I kind of want to talk to how I make this rig unique to my style of fishing in this state. So this is a Yum Flash Mob Junior. You can find them at, your local academy. They're pretty cheap. I think they're $12 or $10 depending on where you find them. So pretty cheap A-rig. Seems pretty durable so far. I've been using just this exact rig for this whole year so far. I've caught, and you'll see later in this video, I've caught various doubles and 4 fish at once at one point on here, and the rig has held up pretty well. And the key to this rig is going to be the hardware and what you put on it that helps you. So I'm using right here, actually I'll have the pack here. I'm using these 1/16 ounce tube jig heads combined with also some just 1/8 ounce minnow jig heads. So why am I using a combination? Well, I want to use as light a weight as possible because that makes this rig a lot easier to cast. If you're putting, say for instance, you have 5 smaller jig heads on here, that cumulative weight is going to be a lot easier to cast than if you're putting a bunch of 1/4 or 1/2 ounce jig heads on here. So what I do is I put it's kind of like this, look at you like this way, and 1/8 ounce jig heads on top, and then the 1/4 ounce, or excuse me, 1/16 on top, 1/8 ounce on the bottom, and that kind of just weights it so that the thing swims through the water column upright and it doesn't twist around. And you can go down to just using maybe one, like an 1/8 ounce right here, and the rest of them being 1/16 ounce if you want to make this really light. I just have a couple on there because I'm fishing a little bit deeper water. So that's the one tip. And two, the second tip is your swim bait selection. The big mistake I used to make on this before was putting way too big of a swim bait. And this is the Gambler TZ swim bait. Look how tiny that little swim bait is. I think it's only about 3 inches long. And it's a ghost shad color. Another swim bait I use pretty often is the Kitech Impact swim bait. This is a 3-inch swim bait, also in that very natural shad color. Because the bait fish that I'm fishing around here in Florida is very small, about 2-3 inches in length, and they're very like a natural looking. I'm fishing clear water, so I want something very natural, and I want something that's the same profile. Now, if the bait fish that you're fishing around is a lot bigger, use bigger swim baits. Just know that the bigger the swim bait, the heavier the rig's gonna get, and the more annoying this rig is going to be to cast. So that's why with this lighter rig, this thing doesn't weigh that much. Honestly, I think the whole rig itself, when I total everything up, is about 3/4 of an ounce, that's nothing. That's nothing compared to, like, you can make this rig go over 2 ounces if you depending on what hardware you put onto it. So 3/4 of an ounce, I'm able to throw this on a 7.2 medium heavy with just 20-pound fluorocarbon. That's just a rod that just about everybody has, and it's nothing special. You can use a 6-speed or 7-speed reel. You don't have to use any special rods to throw this rig, and not be that exhausted. I've actually thrown this rig even on my chatterbait setup, which is a moderate action rod with 15-pound fluorocarbon. So using those lighter jig heads, using those smaller swim baits makes this a lot more manageable. And you see it has little blades on there too. I mean, it imitates the school of bait fish that I live around amazingly. Like, and just once again, you can cater this to whatever bait you have. If you have gizzard shad in your lake and they're schooling up, yeah, you're gonna throw some bigger swim baits on there. So hope that just helps you get into throwing umbrella rigs. I know that a lot of people, they tell me, like, man, I've never caught anything on those. If you just downsize your jig heads, downsize your swim baits based off of the bait fish you have in your fisheries, and also throw it around fish that are schooling. I don't ever throw this around if I don't see fish feeding. Only when they're schooling and they're active is when I throw this A-rig, and it is deadly. And you'll see later in this video how many fish I catch and how many doubles and multiple fish you can catch in just one cast. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Double. Two little guys on a A-rig. It's pretty funny. Another double. Another double. Oh gosh. Another double. I think I got a double. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Four fish. Oh my gosh.